Good morning, students. Welcome to another lecture from your virtual classroom, which is presented to you by KAPP. So, the topic that we're going to cover today is one of the strategic choices, and it talks about markets and products, and it's referred to as the Ansoff Matrix. So, Ansoff Matrix will tell you about products, it will tell you about markets, and it also kind of gives you strategies in terms of how companies make use of this to kind of come up with products, come up with markets, come up with strategies to kind of manage their products, manage sales, manage profitability. Now, while we do this, we also keep in mind that we refer to the product life cycle at a point in time. We looked at how the product moves around from an introduction to a decline stage. And while an organization wants to manage its different products, the Ansoff matrix kind of comes in handy. So again, very quickly, let's first look at what the Ansoff matrix has in store for us. So it's a 2x2 grid, our very famous 2x2 grid. We have market, we have the two variables, one being market and the second being product. Now the combinations possible here is when you talk of market, you can have an existing market and you can have a new market. Likewise, when we talk of products, you can have an existing product and you can have a new product. Now, basis the combination between market and product, depending existing or new, we will have four possible options, and I'll kind of first plot these four options for you, then help you understand what it means, and then maybe we'll try and link it back to some of the frameworks that we had earlier looked at. So when you have a new product at an existing market, within an existing market, it is referred to as product development. So new and development go hand in hand. So similarly, to make it easy to ensure that you remember it, when you have a new product, new market and an existing product, that is called as market development. So new product, existing market is product development, new market and existing product is market development. Now when we have both these elements as a new product and a new market, that is what we refer to as diversification. That is what we refer to as diversification. And when we have an existing product and an existing market, that is what we refer to as market penetration. So these are the four options available to us as part of the Ansoff matrix. So Ansoff matrix talking about market and product, and a combination of them basically gives companies four different strategies. So it's product development when you're developing a new product, it's market development when you're developing a new market, it is diversification when both the product and the market is new, and then you have a market penetration wherein you have the product which exists and the market which also exists. Now let us look at an example. Let us try and understand this through an example. So let's say I am Coca-Cola. And I am present in the Delhi market, the new Delhi market, and I am only selling Coca-Cola as a product in the Delhi market. Now Delhi has four different sections. So it has the north, it has the south, it has the east, and it has the west. Now this market, the Delhi market, is an existing market for me. And let's say I'm selling Coca-Cola in the north, in the south, and in the west. I'm not selling it in the east. The product is an existing product which I am selling. The market is an existing market when I'm trying to sell. But one of the areas within that particular market has not been touched upon by Coca-Cola as an organization so far. So if we start selling the existing Coca-Cola product in the existing Delhi market and try to reach to customers in the East Delhi, that is when we refer to it as a market penetration strategy. So you have a product which is existing, which is Coca-Cola. You have a market which is existing, which is the Delhi, but you're trying to penetrate deeper into that market by looking at one particular area of that market as well. Now let's say you have the same product which is Coca-Cola, and you are only present in the North India market. You're not present in the Southern India market. Now Southern India market will be a new market for us. So when I start selling the Coca-Cola product into the new market, that is what we refer to as market development, wherein the market is new. So I have no presence in South India. I'm trying to go and sell Coca-Cola in South India, but my product is an existing product, which is the Coca-Cola beverage. Now let's look at Coca-Cola as a company. Rather than selling Coca-Cola, it is trying to sell Minute Maid. Now Minute Maid is a new product, because currently I was only selling Coca-Cola. Minute Maid is a new product, and let's say the market that I am trying to sell in is Delhi. So the Coca-Cola company is an existing company, but the product is a new product, because this is something that I very recently developed, and I am selling to the market which I already have a presence in, which is Delhi. Now this is an example, this situation is an example of a product development, wherein you are selling a new product, which is Minute Maid, to an existing market, which is Delhi. Last, which is called diversification, is when you have Coca-Cola as an organization. So Coca-Cola as an organization, let's say it comes with some energy drink which currently does not exist in the market, and it starts to sell this drink in US. Now many of you might say that Coca-Cola is already a company in the US. So for sake of simplicity, I am assuming that Coca-Cola only has a presence in India, and it is trying to move to the US market. Now US market has a lot of requirement for energy drinks. So let's say Coca-Cola introduce a new product. So new product, US is not an existing market that I am currently operating in, because I am only operating in India. So US is a new market. So new product is the energy drink. New market is the US market. So when both these elements are new, that is what we refer to as diversification. So this is what the Ansoff Matrix talks about, how to kind of deal with market and products when they are existing and new. Now let me take you back to our element when we looked at the product life cycle. Now we looked at that every product goes through the introduction, the growth, the maturity and the decline phases. Now when a particular product, let's say, is maturing in a particular market, the next obvious logical step for that particular product over a period of time will be that the product will decline. Now let's say, again hypothetically assuming that the Scorpio model that is owned by Mahindra is at a maturity stage in India when it comes to SUV. Now the reason I say this is that there are many new entrants coming in, there are many new models coming in. So it is likely that Scorpio might go into a decline phase in some time future. Now there are two options available to Mahindra. One is that they let the Scorpio die down and they kind of do research and development, come up with a new product, could be on the Sangyong platform or it could be some other platform. So let's say one is that they let the Scorpio die down. So they recently changed the design of Scorpio, but again design changes, cosmetic changes do not take the product for a very long life. So that's one strategy, Scorpio will die down. The other strategy is the Scorpio model of the SUV is saturating or is maturing in the Indian market, but there is a huge requirement of the SUV in the US market. Now when you look at the SUVs in the US, they are heavily priced. Scorpio is relatively lower price when it comes to SUVs in the US, good quality, good sturdy car, and has a lot of demand. So that is when the companies can decide that they take the existing product, which is the Scorpio, which in India is in the maturity phase, and take it to a new market, which is the US. So it will become a concept of market development as per Ansoff. So existing product of the Mahindra portfolio being taken to a new market, which is the US market, can convert a maturing product from a sale perspective, from a revenue perspective, from a profit perspective for Mahindra back into the growth trajectory for the US market. Likewise, you could have other products which are kind of aging away, and that is when you can look at, is there a demand for that particular product in some other country, take that product to that particular country, start selling it. Maybe this particular product which is aging in our market might become a star for you, might become a cash cow for you in the other market. Now we also looked at, out of the three strategy choices, we also looked at the Bcg matrix. Now when we looked at the Bcg matrix, we said that we also have a product which is called as a cash cow, high in terms of market share, low in terms of market growth, and the next logical stage of the cash cow will be that it will decline because it is at the maturity stage. Now the other option available is let the product decline because there is no demand, the market will not go for that particular kind of product, either the technology has changed or the taste and preferences of consumers have changed. That is when I say that maybe on similar lines, maybe using certain features of the existing product, which is the cash cow for me already, can I develop a new product which can immediately be converted, which can immediately replace the cash cow and convert that into a growth product for my organization as well. So none of these frameworks that we study, none of these models that we try to understand operate in isolation. So when you apply the Ansoff matrix, you need to have an understanding of the BCG matrix, wherein what product plots where. Is it a cash cow? Is it a star? Is it a question mark? Is it a dog? Now when you have an understanding of the BCG matrix and the product life cycle, that is when you use the understanding of Porter's generic strategies. That is when you use the understanding of the Ansoff matrix. So let's say a cash cow, we know that it will decline, but there is still market which wants that product to be used, to be bought, and the company has a relative position that they can increase sales. Why not just move from a price skimming for that particular product to a price penetration? So you lower the cost, you lower the margin, and maybe that gives you more volumes. So ultimately, when you look at the enterprise management as a subject, that is where I say that you have to have a relatively good understanding of each of the frameworks, the BCGs, the Porter's generic strategies, the Porter's 5 forces, the PLC, and the Ansoff matrix, and that is what will help you arrive at a decision in terms of how the companies should develop, market, sell, retain its products, thereby increasing or thereby maintaining an upward trend of sales, of revenue, and profitability. So just to conclude, the Ansoff matrix talks about market and products, listing a new combination, and there are 4 options available to an organization: the product development, market development, diversification, and market penetration. You could use one, you could use all 4, depending on your product, depending on your overall strategy, depending on your overall goal. So I hope this example made it relatively easy for you to understand the Ansoff matrix and put things in perspective. Thank you so much for taking your time to understand the Ansoff matrix.